Star Wars only, I don't know what the fuck your problem is.
Kind of funny how Marvel news can now become Star Wars news, and announcements and confirmations that we have in the Marvel world kind of affects what we look at in Star Wars and how the business side of things and the behind the scenes stuff in Star Wars is affected. And you know me, I like talking about the business and the behind the scenes stuff at Star Wars. It's always been my interest. And recently it has been announced over there at Marvel on the other side of the aisle of Disney that Kevin Feige is going to become Marvel's chief creative officer, basically overseeing everything that the company has to offer in terms of comics, movies, TV shows, the whole rundown. And a lot of people are a little taken aback by this, and now people are coming out and saying, well, I guess he's not going to become Lucasfilm President. Well, no shit. I mean, I hate news like this where it's kind of like, no shit, he's not going to become Lucasfilm President. What'd you think when they announced that he was going to come in and develop a Star Wars film with Kathleen Kennedy, who's also co-producing that film? We don't know what film it is. We don't know what it's about at all. We don't know if it's one of the Rian Johnson films, if that's still happening, or if it's one of the Game of Thrones creators or show writers, whatever you want to call them, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. We have no idea what Kevin Feige's involvement with the Star Wars universe is, but people, since the announcement, had been speculating that he would become Lucasfilm President when Kathleen Kennedy eventually steps aside, goes on to do something else. We have no idea. But I'm really perplexed by this idea. Folks, let me give you a little timeline. Kathleen Kennedy's contract extension in 2018 was up until 2021. And people have also come out and said, oh, she's probably going to step down in 2021. Yeah, yet again, no shit, Sherlock. I can read the date as well when her contract ends in 2021. Two things are going to happen in 2021. Either Kathleen Kennedy is going to extend her contract, or she's not. That's literally the only two options you have with Kathleen Kennedy. But the idea that Kevin Feige would replace her before the film that they're producing even came out is a little odd, don't you think? All the Star Wars films that we know that are for sure happening are happening after the year 2021. So in 2022, we're going to get the first David Benioff and D.B. Weiss produced, written, directed. I don't know what they're doing with that film, but they're doing their Star Wars film in the year 2022. Would it make sense to make Kevin Feige the president of Lucasfilm in the year 2021 when Kathleen Kennedy, maybe, we don't know for sure, goes away, steps aside, goes to do something in her own realm of universe? No, it really doesn't make sense. I would rather this guy work on a few Star Wars films, get something underneath his belt, and then become Lucasfilm president. But it's clearly not going to happen because now he's in charge of everything over there at Marvel. And you know what? Good for him. Good for you, brother. You're actually out there making that money, getting that dough. I respect the hustle. However, I don't want Kevin Feige to be the president of Lucasfilm. I know it's a hot take, and I know it's a controversial thing to say nowadays, but I'm on the side of Martin Scorsese when I think that Marvel movies don't need to be involved with Star Wars in any way, shape, or form. I'm not a fan of the Marvel humor. I'm not a fan of how every Marvel film is more or less the same. The villains are completely uninteresting unless it's one of the three, Loki, Thanos, and Michael B. Jordan. Other than that, I really don't care much for the Marvel movies, and I really don't want to see them try to implement that into the Star Wars universe. Now, I'm completely okay with Kevin Feige producing a Star Wars film alongside Kathleen Kennedy. I think in terms of planning out a film, at least multiple films, like 4, 5, 6, however many that he's done now with Marvel, which is a lot, I'm okay with him planning that out and helping Star Wars do that, plan out the future of the franchise. However, the idea that he would come in, not produce any films in Star Wars, have no experience in the Star Wars universe, but immediately become president in 2021 before the film that he's producing even comes out is a little odd to me. I would rather test the waters with this guy, see what he has to offer the Star Wars universe. Let's say the movie that he and Kathleen Kennedy produce in the Star Wars universe is good. Well, then it's like, alright, this guy's got some merit in the Star Wars franchise. But what if it's bad? What if it's bad? Who are we going to blame? Are we going to blame him? Are we going to blame Kathleen Kennedy? Are we going to blame the writers? Are we going to blame the directors? Who is the blame game on when that film comes out? You know, we have a lot of possibilities into the Star Wars franchise, and I'm pretty confident that it's not going to be until after 2019, the year we're in now, that we really figure out the game plan going into the future of Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy is producing the films that are coming out in the Star Wars franchise after 2021. I don't know if she's really going to step down from Lucasfilm in 2021 when her contract ends or not, but I can tell you from the start, if you thought that Kevin Feige was going to replace her, you're the king of wishful thinking, my friends. I really think that I've made a video about who possibly could run Star Wars after 2021, and I gave the options. One of them was J.J. Abrams, which I don't think is going to happen. Another one was Dave Filoni. I also don't think that's going to happen. Jon Favreau was a possibility, and that's where I lean, but not likely to happen. And then you have Michelle Rejoin, who is also the Vice President of Content Development or something at Lucasfilm. I can't remember the exact title, but she seems to be the likely predecessor to Kathleen Kennedy, in my eyes. I'm not going to say take that to the bank, but that just seems likely. I think a lot of Star Wars fans are becoming very wishful thinking and just speculating for the hell of speculating and believing anything that they read online. Whether you like it or not, and whether you like her or not, Kathleen Kennedy is a legendary and great producer. I know she hasn't done great things with Star Wars. I really disagree with a lot of the decisions that she's made in the Star Wars franchise with the new films, but to deny that she hasn't had a remarkable career in the film industry would be foolish and just kind of... Do you say ignorant? Because I think it would be a little ignorant. She has had a legendary career in the film industry that spans longer than I and you have been alive. Most of us, at least. And to be fair, a lot of the films that she's been involved with, mainly Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, have been great. She's got some hits, she's got some misses, as all great producers do, but she has a very, very, very credible career and track record behind her. More than Kevin Feige does. I mean, admittedly more than Kevin Feige does, but Kevin Feige has done something no producer of all time has done, at least in the film industry, and that is come out with a hit after hit after hit with Marvel, and good for him. But I don't think he should be Lucasfilm President, and this news is pretty much clear that he's not going to be Lucasfilm President anytime in the future. But he still has that Star Wars film that he is involved with, that he is producing. We have to see how that goes, and we have to see what the future holds for not only Marvel, but Lucasfilm and Star Wars. I'm pretty confident the game plan for Star Wars is going to be announced around the year 2021 on what the next decade of content is going to be like, because up until then, we really don't have much news. We're all just kind of speculating on what's happening, and Lucasfilm is very secretive on what they're doing for the future of Star Wars, and we're not likely to find out anytime soon. But definitely, Kevin Feige is not going to be Lucasfilm President. I don't know who will be Lucasfilm President after 2021. If I were to speculate and guess, I'd probably say Kathleen Kennedy is going to stick around a little longer. If not, she's going to give it to someone inside the Lucasfilm world, like Michelle Rejoin. If not, who the hell knows? But it's not Kevin Feige. Tell me your thoughts below. What do you guys think about this? Kevin Feige becoming the chief creative officer over there at Marvel. Good for him. And what do you think that means for the possible implications on Lucasfilm and the future of Star Wars? And what do you think he's doing with the Star Wars universe? Mainly with the film that he's producing alongside Kathleen Kennedy. Is it a Rian Johnson film, if that's still happening? Is it the showrunners for Game of Thrones, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss? Really, who knows at this point? But tell me your thoughts below. I'd love to hear it. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe because it does help out the channel. I'll see you all next time. And may the Force be with you, always.